Today's adventure brings us in and around to these mountains, but do not be deceived by its beauty. There could be goblins in there. Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. I have successfully made the pilgrimage to Utah, hunting down the locations of the 1990 film Troll 2, a sequel that has absolutely nothing to do with its predecessor. Highly regarded as one of the worst movies ever made, but over time it has developed quite a cult following, and me and others included really enjoy delving deep into all the nooks and crannies of that particular subject matter. And that's what's happening now. We're heading to Nilbog. Join me, shall you? The first spot is the President's house, where they switched homes with people from the country. Now this structure is now gone. In 2006, see the satellite image, it was still there in this field and the pond down below the property. But fast forward one more year to 2007, completely gone, and that pond covered up. And they built another retention area, a big hole in the ground, right about there in this 2007 image was where the house was. In fact, a few other properties have been built since those days. The angle of the descending hills pinpoints the exact spot right there. The entire farm has been torn down. Makes sense though. It was a place of evil. It was an evil place. The bottom right of the screen, a little bunker. And then up here on top of this roof is a skylight. Right there on the roof. Because if you're looking at it from the perspective of where the farmhouse used to be, you can see it in this screenshot. Both of those structures right there. Dun, 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 dun. Have to wonder if those construction guys have any idea that a man was burned alive in that exact spot. Right there. For real. He caught fire. Right there. Grandpa, are you really in hell? No, but I know a trick that a friend of mine who went there taught me. Possibility that one day these future tenants will find a softball, green goo riding all over it, and they'll have nightmares for at least a week. I should also add, there's not a whole heck of a lot of information out there where these places are. As I did a little pre-planning and research, I discovered that they're very spread out. We'll be doing a lot of driving. This historic train station kind of gives the vibe of where I need to be. The cloud-covered hills back there give away the approximate area. As based on where he was riding the skateboard, you can even see how they go upward and downward in the same fashion. My first impression was that this driver's license building took the place, and it sat there next to this. After racking my brain for quite some time whether it was to the left or the right of this, I just couldn't put my finger on it, and all of a sudden I discovered it's one block over. It's been torn down, bulldozed. This cross street right here, if you were following that truck, turn that corner, it would have been located there. Old satellite image proves that. Very faint, but that's it. Riding his board along this path, he got to this point and heard a noise. An abandoned building was in front of him with an open door, and that door is right where that driveway is now. Some things he was not supposed to hear or see happened in this now parking lot. And as I make my way this direction, see that telephone pole? That's where his dad was standing. Heard him screaming and came running inside. Point of reference of him darting at full speed. Now the shrubbery just off to the side is no longer there. They removed the big tree, but there is still a bush, and just to the left, that building still exists. While driving on this thoroughfare, only one thing could make it better. Start singing! Come on, sing that song I like so much! Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Looks as if the sign's still here. They pull over. Get a closer look. Goes by very quickly when you're watching it on screen, hence the slight blurriness. Very unique rock formations, which are right there just to the side of the signage up on the hill. Very distinct looking. Appears to be a couple normal rocks on top of the long cylinder ones. That's different. Some rocky terrain up ahead up here. A nice drive, very pretty countryside. As they drove along, a very dismayed Holly expressed her disappointment that her boyfriend couldn't make it, and over her shoulder is a railroad bridge. There it is, right down there. It is common knowledge in folklore what lives under bridges. Except in Troll 2, they do not refer to them by that name. They call them goblins. Kinda sorta the same thing. Here's what's left of Creedence, their queen, her homestead. Word of warning, if you're trying to escape for some solitude after getting a stick lodged close to your shoulder area, you'll probably get turned into a plant in there and eaten. Securely locked, and a heavy-duty gate surrounds the entire premises. It's seen better days. However, it is nice that parts of it still remain, even though the stairs they climbed have been engulfed in rubble from the front of the building. However, there still are a couple distinctive features, especially over here near the window. The concrete pieces that are protruding out where the bricks are, those still remain, and the outline of the front window as well. Definitely don't want anyone in here, but through the beauty of a zoom lens, we can see the stairs I was just mentioning. Top left of what you're looking at, you can see a couple of them protruding out there. Camera angle would have faced downward as they walked in. If only they knew what they were getting themselves into. Don't go in there! It's too late. Towards the back and near the top was the loft where she was gobbled up, and he couldn't move. He just had to sit and watch. Inside there, facing the opposite direction, his back would have been to that very wall as he watched in horror. They're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! Oh my God! Amongst the fields. Be a nice place for a jog. A little run. Which is precisely where Drew decided to do that very thing. Sheriff Gene Freak, yes, that was his real name, pulled his car from behind that bush onto the road, rolled his window down, and asked if he needed a ride, facing that direction. He agreed, loaded into the cop car, which was parked right next to that electrical pole. He shouldn't have done that. About a mile down the way is where he chowed down on that delicious gooey green goodness in between two pieces of bread. He was driving straight towards me based on those homes and that mountain peak as seen out his back window. Right up there. You'll notice the letter M is placed up there. Stands for Morgan, the name of this small community. But in all reality, you might know it as another town. Quite a few scenes happened on this very corner, including the sign that was placed right there. It's goblin spelled backwards! This is their kingdom! Street lights have been changed and a few renovations, but other than that, it looks exactly the same. The town's name prominently displayed on the train station in real life, as well as in the movie. Guess they missed that small detail. When the family pulls up with their minivan, parked it right there next to the general store, they now serve liquor in there. But most likely no coffee. It's the devil's drink. Few changes to the exterior since then, but I noticed right over here on the bricks is a massive chip, and of course that chip is still here all these years later, right there, right next to his head, and more or less standing where he first realized what was happening by looking in the side rear view mirror while his dad sat in a rocking chair right over there reading a book about vegetables. And if you watch closely, you'll notice a man's head peeks around the corner as he rides off on his skateboard. It's hard to see, but there's the man's face just kind of looming. I don't think that was intentional. And that letter M, designating the real town's name, keeps popping up on multiple occasions. I mean, I guess it's hard to avoid it. It is a very large letter. Stepping inside now, I'm noticing the fake brickwork and that little indentation on the top of the wall is still there. You can see it between the two characters' heads, and the bar still remains even though it's been changed a little bit. And I was also paying attention to this fence, which the owner said was here when they took over the place. The local townfolk would have hung out and peeked around it while looking at the minivan drove off. It was right next to that front window. So it's the same bar, you just renovated it a little bit?
Yeah. It is, yeah. The top was all, like I say, it was cut out here or something, so we just redone the whole top.
Keep waiting for that guy to peek his head out of there. Obviously there's no curtain, but gosh, I'm just waiting for it. I just know it's going to happen at any moment. Still have one location to go. Approximately 64 miles. The Waits family house. Their home in the city. Final scenes shot right in there. Came downstairs to realize his mother was being eaten alive.
Do you want some, Joshua?
Looks a lot different. Repainted. Shutters have been removed. But this is it. Used not only for the ending of the film, but also near the beginning when the boys took the ladder, climbed up to the windows. The Waits family house, the home in the city. That's a pretty good sunburst up there too. Really adds to the ambiance. That's gonna do it for today. If you're new here, please subscribe. By doing so, helps keep you in the loop and up to date on future adventures I will be going on, endeavors, as well as uploads on this channel. Take it a step further, ring that notification bell. If you would like an Adam the Woo t-shirt similar to the one I am wearing, or perhaps a different design, any size, any shape, any color, shipped directly to your door, there will be a link in the description box, as well as one to my Patreon page where you can help fuel the woo. If you enjoy these travels and what I do and you would like to help out through Patreon, check down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. The vlog is over.
Open your mouth, my little friend. Please, open it.